We're the bottlenecks, and today we'll be discussing extrusion.
What is extrusion? Extrusion is a deformation process which metal is forced through a shaped die. In this process, product has constant cross-section. It can be performed at either high or low temperatures. Common used materials are aluminum, copper, magnesium, and lead. This process is preferred because it has a very high production rate, for it's able to be running continuously, and dies are exchangeable and inexpensive. It can produce any products with the same cross-section, and no draft is required. It can shape brittle materials because there are only compressive and shear stress applied to it.
In direct extrusion, a solid ram drives material through the die to make the desired shape. The extruded product that comes out of the die always has a constant cross-section. Direct extrusions must have lubricant to reduce frictional forces. By reducing frictional forces, lubricants also reduce temperature and prevent the extruder from overheating and having defects. Direct extrusion works by placing the billet in a heavily walled container. The billet is then pushed through the die by the ram or screw. There is a reusable dummy block between the ram and the billet to keep them separated. The major disadvantage of this process is that the force required to extrude the billet is greater than that needed in indirect extrusion because of the frictional forces induced by the need for the billet to travel the entire length of the container. Because of this, the greatest force required is at the beginning of the process and slowly decreases as the billet is used up. However, at the end of the billet, the force greatly increases because the billet is thin and the material must flow radially to exit the die.
Indirect extrusion is that there is reduced friction in the billet, which helps in increasing the speed and the efficiency of the manufactured product and extruder machine. No heat is formed due to friction in the process of indirect extrusion. The extruded product does not crack, and there is less wear and tear of the machine. The extruded material might comprise of some impurities, hence the extruded product has to be finished or chemically treated before packaging and supply.
Here are some products that are commonly made by extrusion. Notice the constant cross-section and the length of these items. Cold extrusion is done at room temperature or near room temperature. The advantages of cold extrusion over hot extrusion are the lack of oxidation, higher strength due to cold working, closer tolerances, better surface finish, and fast extrusion speeds if the material is subject to hot shortness. Some metals that are commonly cold extruded are tin, aluminum, copper, titanium, and steel.